Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to go into some basic instructions how to use the program called Canva. It's an online program for people who don't have necessarily a great design experience. Very easy to use, very intuitive and very user-friendly. I just would like to let you know that there are basically different versions of Canva. One is a paid version where you get unlimited access to all medias within the program. The other one is a free version. You don't have so much variety to choose from, but you can also just try the pro version for yourself with the link that you will find in my description, or just try with the free version and see if you like it or not. Canva is an online program and therefore you can access it from any computer. And the way it works, basically here you have different possibilities of what you can do. You can use photos with it, you can use it for content creation, for marketing. You have different types of formats that you can do. Here you have a button saying create a design. So like you can see, you can do A4 documents, presentation, Instagram stories. You can even make planners, flyers, thumbnails for YouTube videos and whatnot. So one very nice feature of Canva is that you can go ahead and search for a template. So let's say that I'm looking for something related to birthday. And then the birthday templates will show. And then you can simply scroll and find one that you like. Let's say I like this one. You click on it. It will open this feed here. And then you can just go ahead and customize this template, meaning that you can now change the different elements that are attached to it. Like you can see here, this was overlaid over its background, or you can change this font here to something else like this, or this one can make it bigger. You can even add a name of a person. This is something that I wanted to show, that even if you don't have so much time or you don't have so much imagination, you can go ahead and just use the different template options that are offered within the program. Now let's go ahead and just see, create a design. Let's say we want to make an Instagram story. We can click on this. Now a new project will open here. And now I'm going to go into the basic features so that you can get started with Canva. Over here on the left side, you have different elements that you can choose from. So let's have a look. Here are elements. What does it mean? It means that you can type in anything. Let's say you want to look for an apple. You type in the word apple, and then you have different options here. This is like all, you have everything that is connected to all medias that are connected to the search term apple. Then on here you have graphics. So you have all the graphic possibility that have to do with an apple. And then you can search also just for photographs to have this type here. And then you also have videos, audio, and then frames. Let's go back here to all. And then let's say we want to choose this apple here. Once you have chosen the element, you can go ahead and adjust it. First of all, you can adjust the size by dragging it on the corners here. You can rotate it if you wanted to in any direction that you want. You can even flip it horizontally or vertically, depending on what you want to do. Okay, let's go back here to the position here. And then you can go and adjust it with this feature here. You can go and then you can change the temperature of the element. You can see it changes a little bit. You can change the tint. You can also make it brighter or less bright. You can give it more contrast. Then you can play around with the highlights, shadows, whites, blacks. You can give it more vibrance, more saturation or less saturation, and so forth. You get the idea. Now, let's say we are going to use an apple photograph as a background. That is also a possibility that you have within Canva. When you see this crown here, it means that this media or this photograph is just available with the Canva Pro version. Okay, so let's say we have this kind of apple here that we can also drag and adjust. So what you can do now is also go ahead and change the transparency of the photograph itself. So these are the basic features whenever you use an element. Then by adding the page here, you have this possibility of duplicating the page. You can duplicate and then you have the exact same page appearing again. Or you can just add a page by just adding a page, and then you have another blank project here showing up. So let's say we want to go ahead now and use an apple photograph as a background. Okay, so let's choose these red apples, and then we're going to rotate it and enlarge to match the size of our canvas. Now, of course, you can change the transparency. You can adjust by clicking here, edit photo, and then you can adjust the temperature or the brightness of the picture or make it even darker. You can add some saturation to it, whatever you want to do. Also, if you're looking for a similar photograph, you just go onto this button here, onto this eye icon, and then you can see more like this. And then you have even more options here to choose from the magic recommendations. Let's see if we can add a background. If we type in the word background, let's say you wanted to have like this cloud background. And of course here you can also change the colors to have it like in different colorations. So now let's have a look at the texts. Here you have text combos that are already pre-made that you can just choose, and by clicking on it, it will automatically transfer here over to your project. Here you have an option saying ungroup, because obviously this text combo here is already grouped. So you can go ahead, ungroup, and then you can manipulate it separately. On the text, you also have the effect option here, where you can add a shadow, you can lift. You see, you automatically have a shadow here on the background, and then you can increase the intensity of this lifting effect or decreasing it depending on what you want to do. You have one saying hollow. It's also good here. Of course, you can change the color of it. Let's see what else we have. We have this one here, and then you have the outline. Here you have the possibility to change the outline color. And also here you have the possibility to change the thickness of the outline color. White is maybe not such a good example here in this case. Let's add a blue one just so you can see what I'm doing. So this is what you can do with it. Same with this other element here. You can change, for example, here the offset of this splice or the direction, that it goes in another direction and so forth. Here you have echo, then you have a background that you can add and also change the spread of it and the transparency also. You can even curve the text here and also change the direction and how much you want to curve it. By choosing this text above and then the text beneath, you can group this element and have it as one, so you can drag it and reposition it without having to manipulate both. Another thing regarding the text, we just take one text and we write soap making. You can, of course, go up here and change the spacing or also the space between the lines. And then here where you have the font options, you can go ahead and choose between a lot of options. And again, the ones with the crowns are the ones that are only accessible with the Pro version. But let's say you want to choose this one here. And then, of course, you can go ahead and change the color and so forth. You can type in something, handwriting, for example, and then you will find all handwritten type of fonts. There are very cool ones. And then again, you can, of course, change it. You have the possibility to change the color. And then again, to go ahead and change the effects. For example, add an outline to it. Maybe add a black outline and then have it really thick so you can really see, and so forth. Another very important feature within the elements here is that you can add a shape. So you have shapes, and here you have line and shapes. All these shapes here can be adjusted accordingly. So once you click it, it will appear over here, and then you can change it. If you want to have like a box behind, you can change the color, of course. Here you have also a more detailed options here to choose from the color wheel. Same with, let's say, an arrow. And you can, of course, again, rotate it, change the color, add a border, make it bigger, round the corners. Voila. Now, this other element here is uploads. And on this one, you can upload all your pictures, logos, things that you want to use in your projects. Let's add the word beach and see what we get. So let's say I want to use this picture here. I'll go ahead and enlarge it. And then, of course, you can again edit the photo according to your likings. Maybe I want to add some brightness to it. Maybe I want to change the tint a little bit. To this background here, you can, of course, now go ahead and add a text. And also what you can do is, if you already have a text that you like, you can just take it and then duplicate it and then drag it over to your new project here. So let's say you want to write happy and then duplicate this one again and then holidays. Then you can again go here, change the color, add some effects to it, change this one. By choosing both of them, group, and then you can adjust it according to what you want to do. These are some basic features on how to use Canva. Of course, I have other videos that go more in depth on how you can make your soap banderoles like the one you saw here. I have one showing how to make soap labels that you can find here in my description. I hope to see you in the next video, and in the meantime, I wish you a wonderful day. Bye-bye.